Mogę mama.
Now, so welcome to Crag. My name is Rebecca and I'll be your tour guide for today. And before we go down to the caves, there's a few things I'd like to let you know. So if you have a camera recorder, feel free to use it and ask me questions at any time. However, I'll ask you not to eat, drink or smoke in the caves, and please don't touch any of the formations as they're very old and delicate. And I'll ask you to wear your mask at all times and to try and maintain social distancing as much as possible in the cave. And if you'd like to follow me now, we just have a short walk to the entrance of the cave. Now, so this here on our right hand side is a limestone outcrop, and it is from this rock that the cave was first formed. And limestone is a widespread soluble rock that covers nearly 1/12 of the Earth's land surface and almost half of the island of Ireland. And limestone is Carboniferous in age, so this means that it was formed nearly 350 million years ago. And when the rainwater falls, it collects carbon dioxide and it forms a weak acid called carbonic acid. And when the rainwater hits the rock, it eats away at the rock, forming tunnels, which eventually forms passages and caves, which we are about to see. And I'll ask you all to be careful on the steps because sometimes they're a tiny bit slippery. So the steps we have just come down was constructed in 1988, and prior to this the only access to the cave was by this pool in front of us. And this is a 24-foot U-tube and it's known as a sub. And it goes down 12 feet under a shelf of rock and up 12 feet into another cavern at the other side of the cave. And although the presence of the cave was first acknowledged by the Geological Survey of Ireland in 1859, no explorations was done until the 1980s when a hydrologist from UCC, Professor John Gunn, was conducting a waterworks investigation on the area. And he was advised of the cave's existence at the time by his supervisor David Keane, and the following summer he brought a number of students with him to explore and map the cave. And the cave runs in a north-south direction and it's roughly 300 metres long. And in 1983, a Welsh cave diver named Martin Farr was invited to explore this pool. And the dive turned out to be a surprisingly short one, but it was still quite dangerous. And if you want to have a look here, around the edge of the pool, we have some mud and silt, and it gets agitated by the water, so it reduces the visibility in the water to zero. So his only way through was by touch feeling his way through. Now, and this passage here was originally blocked by loads of rocks and boulders, known as a boulder choke, but that was all removed during excavations. And you can follow me this way now. This here is a good example of a stalactite and a stalagmite formation. As I mentioned earlier, rainwater collects carbon dioxide from the air and soil as it was, but when the rainwater hits the cave air, the reaction erupts. So some of the calcium carbonate is deposited and it comes out of the solution as a whitish mineral called calcite, and the calcite develops into characteristic cave formation. So stalactites grow downwards from the ceiling, where drips of water are released from the roof of the cave, and stalagmites are formed upwards from where the drip lands. And these two formations are grown towards each other, and eventually they'll meet, but it'll take millions of years before they do finally join together. And when they do join together, they will form what is known as a pillar or a column. And if we look up here, we can see an example of one. And then over at this side, we have what's known as the dry or fossil passage, and this is the oldest part of the cave where water is no longer running through. And the tunnel which is lit up is over 1 million years old, and to the right we can see a second tunnel has eroded its way into the first to make up the chambers we see today. So we'll just be having a look at this formation here. So this formation here was formed differently to the ones we've seen so far. The stalactites and the stalagmites are known as dripstones because, as the name suggests, they were formed by water dropping from the roof of the cave. But this here is known as a flow stone, and it was formed by water flowing across the rock in the cave. And what's very unusual about this formation is this moisture part here in the centre of it. And this is pure white calcite, whereas most of the calcite is usually tinged in colour because as the water seeps through the rock, it carries impurities away from the overlying soils such as iron, and the iron becomes oxidised in the cave here, giving the calcite this rusty brown colour. So that's why it's very unusual to have pure white calcite down this deep in the cave. Now, so the area we have just entered is known as the kitchen, and here I'll ask you to use your imagination. So over here we have a wine bottle, Beside it, we have some glasses to go with our bottle of wine. Then here we have little vegetables. Can any of you guess what type of vegetable we say they are? Very good. So we have a carrot and a parsnip. And then over here, you can have a closer look when you walk past. But we have some cheese melting off the pizza. And then across here on the roof, can you see these strings hanging from the roof of the cave? We say these are a type of Italian food. Have any of you
Okay.
No, so we're just going to have a look at these formations here, and I have a story to tell you about them. So the area surrounding Castle Island is known as the Steve Luker area, and this area is rich in its folklore, and there is one particular And then over here we have poor Fionn who continue to chase them forever and ever and ever. Now, have any of you heard of deer red brownie before? Because it's nice, don't shake through. And the focus for most people's attention is this unusual shaped stalagmite. And it is said to resemble a candlestick, and it gives us an indication at the rate to which formations can grow. The bottom fat part represents a particularly wet period in prehistory, and it corresponds with the end of an ice age when lots of meltwaters have been running through the cave, carrying lots of calcite dissolved in it. Then the middle section, as you can see, is quite thin, and it corresponds to a time where we had a particularly dry climate. And then the top section represents roughly 5,000 years of growth where there's a lot of rainfall. And currently there's research being done to date the stalagmites using chemical methods, and hopefully it'll give us a greater understanding of climate change. Now, so this area up here is known as the Crystal Gallery because of the pure white calcite and the many thousands of straw stalactites. And these straw stalactites are said to resemble drinking straws in that they are hollow in the centre. So the rainwater falls down through the centre hollow part, and it leaves a tiny ring-shaped deposit of calcite behind. And these straw stalactites can grow up to 9 meters long, but they are extremely brittle and they often break off under their own weight. And if you want to have a look up here in the ledge, you can see lots of them have broken off. And further back in the cave, these straw stalactites become so numerous that they often block passageways, meaning that some parts of the cave will never be discovered for fear of destroying them. And now this here is our most famous stalagmite in the cave system. Do you mind if I pop off the lights for a minute? And I can show the people at the back for, or after again if you want. Now. So if we look at the shadow on the back wall, it's said to represent the Virgin Mary holding the baby Jesus, but most people say it looks a bit like Homer Simpson. What do you think? Can you see Homer Simpson?
Yeah,
or can you make anything else out of it? No. Would you like me to turn off the lights and show you how dark it gets?
Yeah, sure.
We still have a few lights behind us, but she can get an idea. It's very dark down here. Now, would you like to live down here? No. Okay, so the cave is 3.8 kilometres long, making it the longest cave in Kerry and the 10th longest cave in Ireland. And I hope you all enjoyed your tour. Have you any questions for me?
On będzie nagrywał? Będzie nagrywał? Widać się idzie tylko. Widać się idzie, zobacz, co tu. Marian, czekajcie!
A do uciekliśmy?
Tu stoją, nic się. Podobała się jaskinia? Nie widziałeś, pierwsza co jaskinia chyba.